What's up, guys? So, UFC Fight Night Qatar has just wrapped up, and I'm here with my reaction and overall thoughts of the card. Okay, so starting off, I'm gonna be honest, I did not watch any of the preliminary card. Like, where I am, it started at like midnight, and I was sleeping. I woke up for the main card, but I didn't watch any of the preliminary card, to be honest. So, I'm not gonna talk about any of the fights. Like, I'm gonna go through them a little bit, but I didn't watch any of them, so my opinion is kind of irrelevant on them. Starting off, with the preliminary card, we had what am I saying, man? I didn't watch any of this. I'm not gonna talk about any of these fights, man. Yeah, I mean, Alexandre Topuria won, Luke Riley. Yeah, I didn't watch any of these fights, so I have really nothing to say. So let's get into the crazy main card of UFC Fight Night Doha Qatar. This is where legends are made. Starting off, Kyoji Haraguchi beats Tagia Ulanbekov by submission. A great performance by him. One of the judges had a 10-8 in round two, I think, on the scorecards. Um, yeah, just an amazing performance by Kyoji Haraguchi. How good is Demetrius Johnson? This guy, Kyoji Haraguchi, is like 35. He's fought in like five different promotions. He's fought in like every promotion, MMA promotion there is. He went out there, great striking, great kicks. He defended the submissions from Tagia pretty well. He defended the takedowns very well. Yeah, he just had great confidence. He really went out there like a vet. He went out there with confidence. Um, he did his game plan. He did what he needed to do, and yeah, he really showed his veteran experience. He really showed his experience out there, and was able to get the win. Pretty easily as well, pretty dominantly too. And proved that he's a true Japanese flyweight contender, unlike the fraud Kaya Sakura. He called out Pantoja, which I don't know if he can beat Pantoja just yet. I don't know if that's really in the cards for him, but yeah, I'd love to see it if he can get one more win. Yeah, I'd love to see it. They're actually around the same age. I think they're both around 35 years old. So yeah, that'd be a good fight to see. Pantoja versus Kyoji Haraguchi. I just think he needs one more win, maybe higher up in the ranks. Next up, we got Ayuno Dominican Papi. Waldo Cortez Acosta sleeps Shamil Gaziev in round one. Yeah, not really much to say. I mean, yeah, he went out there, one punch, KO. Um, yeah, how can you not like Waldo Cortez Acosta? He's been active, very active this year, five fights. Only one loss to Sergey Pavlovich, who smudged him with his wrestling. That kind of sucks. But yeah, he beat Ante Delija, I think this month, or was it last month? But it was a very quick turnaround. He took this fight on short notice and got it done, man. I think we're all low-key fans of Waldo Cortez Acosta right now. I mean, I know I'm a little bit of a fan. And yeah, I want to see him against Aspinall or Gone. Obviously, whoever wins out of that one. And I think he might be a bit of a challenge for them. He has pretty good striking. Obviously, his wrestling and grappling is not horrible like the rest of the heavyweights. So yeah, I think at heavyweight, as long as you're not a blob, yeah, I mean, Waldo is a bit of a blob himself, but as long as you're like half decent, actually sounds bad to say, as long as you're moderately well rounded, as long as you're pretty well rounded everywhere, you can be a pretty good heavyweight. You can be pretty strong. Obviously, he's well rounded and he has that KO power, but it's heavyweight. Um, yeah, everyone has that KO power pretty much. Yeah, I think he's a good contender, and yeah, I want to see him in a championship fight in the near future, probably next year. So up next, there was another round one KO. Miktabek Orbai absolutely sleeps Jack Hermanson in round one. Yeah, great performance from him. He came out swinging with pressure, walked him down, held the center. Hermanson was up against the cage. Um, Michael Bisping actually called it. He said he was gonna fake a takedown and swing a big overhand, and that's what he did. Faked the takedown, swung a big overhand, and knocked Jack Hermanson out. Yeah. Welterweight was a new weight class for both these guys. Obviously, Jack coming down from middleweight. Miktabek, going lightweight. To be honest, both these guys, I think they should go to their old weight classes, to be honest, because welterweight is a tough weight class. I think it's the best weight class in the UFC, and I don't really think that Mikdarbek is going to be a good contender at welterweight. Obviously, with the guys we have like Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, Gary Bilal, JDM, Islam is the champion. I don't think he'll do as well than as he will at lightweight because I think lightweight right now is actually a little weaker, especially with Islam moving up. Jack and Manson, just pack it up, Punk. Just retire, buddy. But okay, so on to the next fight, another KO. Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menafield. Volkan colds Alonzo Menafield up against the cage. He had a big knee up the middle that led to the finishing sequence. Yeah, just a great performance from him. Continues to be a bit of a gatekeeper of the division, kind of destroying these people that are in that like 10 to 15 ranking and like some unranked guys at light heavyweight. And yeah, he was pressuring Alonso Menafield at the start of the fight, got it done really quickly up against the cage, came in swinging, and yeah, just a great knockout from him. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The fights that we all want to talk about. We got Ian Gary, sorry, my apologies. Ian Machado Gary versus Bilal Muhammad. I had this for Ian Gary. I had this 29-28 for Ian Gary, maybe even 30-27. I was talking to my friends. A lot of them said robbery for Bilal. I don't agree with that. I think Ian Gary deserved to win that. I think he definitely round one. Uh, two and three were very close rounds. I had them. I had three definitely for Gary, two maybe for Bilal. But to be honest, overall, I had Ian Gary 30-27. That I get that that's a bit over the top, but I think that Ian Gary definitely won this fight. Definitely, he was chopping Bilal up with the leg kicks. The leg kicks, the teeps, and that oblique kick really did wonders. For Ian Gary, it really stopped Bilal from pressuring him, which is obviously that's Bilal's game plan. Um, and yeah, Ian was just faster than Bilal. You could just see it out there. His kicks, his punches. He was really evasive, moving in and out of range, and that really helped him avoid the takedowns from Bilal, who couldn't land any takedowns on Ian Gary, which I mean that's Bilal's whole game plan. Unfortunately, Canelo hands, there is no Canelo hands, and they didn't work against Ian Gary. So yeah, I had the fight for Ian Gary. Bilal definitely landed the more punishing shots and the harder shots, but yeah, Ian Gary looked really fast up there, really fast up there, and his takedown defense does give me a little confidence that he could do well against Islam, at least better than JDM did. Do I think he can beat Islam? No. Do I think he can make it close? Yes, I do think he can make it close. He is a larger frame than JDM. JDM's like 6 foot 5'11". To be honest, he looked about the same size as Islam when they fought, and but Ian Gary is a definitely a taller. He's at least 6'2", maybe probably 6'3". Um, and he's gonna look bigger out there. I I think he deserves the title shot more than Marco Morales, to be honest. Yeah, I also just want to add a bit of controversy behind the eye pokes from Ian Gary. He did it twice. None of them really got below the eye. He was okay. He was able to recover in like a couple minutes or so. But the second was very egregious. He basically put his hands out like outstretched. They weren't closed. His hands were like curled, so not fully open. But obviously the glove has something to do with that. You can't. You have to really try to put your things outstretched, unless you're John Jones. Um, yeah, he basically got both of his hands curled and shoved them in Bilal's face. He was probably just trying to push him away, but that looked really bad. I'm surprised the judge didn't deduct a point from him for that. Yeah, he. apart from that, it was clean and he got the job done. So moving on, we have the main event, Dan Hooker versus Arman Sarukian. Wow, what a performance from Arman. Submits Dan Hooker in round two with ease. Yeah, he showed improvements all around to his game. The striking on the feet looked very good. He was piecing him up. He was able to take him down. Dan Hooker jumped Gilly two times, and Arman quickly reversed it. So just great jujitsu from him. We can see obviously with the submission as well. He's been working on his jiu-jitsu. He's been working with Hamza Chimaev, who obviously we know has a great submission threat. Yeah, his ground and pound. I mean, we already know his ground and pound is amazing, but just really brutal and damaging ground and pound. I mean, Dan Hooker after round one, he looked done. Literally after round one, he looked done. There was no as soon as he got to the his stool, there was no aura of him. There was no talk on the stool. He was silent. He was just sitting there. There was no I love this shit. There was none of that. And yeah, I really think Owen broke him in round one. Not broke him, but yeah, I think Dan Hooker knew that he was in for a tough one, and the way Armin had that submission in, I mean, obviously Dan tried to defend a bit. I don't think Dan was willing to go to war with Armin like that. I know we know Dan loves to go into wars and stuff, but the way Armin was beating him, it was so one sided. His ground and pound, it was just devastating. The elbows. I mean, Dan's eye was basically swollen shut, not fully shut, but almost swollen shut after round one. Really bad. Um, yeah, just great win from Armin. Improvements all around to his game. And what really excites me is that a fight with Ilya now is actually much more anticipated. And I think we all really want to see it after this. I think we all really see Armin as a true challenge for Ilya. Obviously, after what he's done to Oliveira, I think Armin is the only challenge for Ilya left. But yeah, I think Armin's definitely next to the title shot. Him versus Ilya, book it next year, maybe on the White House card, on the first Paramount deal, whatever. Just early next year, Armin versus Ilya, book it. Overall, this was a great card. The main card especially, all finishes except for Ian Gary Bilal, and that was a pretty good fight too. It was very back and forth. Yeah, Ian Gary kept it on the feet. He defended all the takedowns. It was a good striking battle. Um, Kind of like Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van, just with less volume, where Bilal would always crack Ian with like big shots, but he wasn't throwing as many. He wasn't throwing them as quick as Ian Gary. Ian Gary's kicks just looked really good. He was just piecing them up. But yeah, the card as a whole, it was very good. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch the preliminary cards, but it didn't look too bad. It looked pretty all right actually. Yeah, very entertaining and yeah, a great fight night card. If you made it this far on the video, genuinely thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And please like let me know your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and I'd definitely respond to them. Other than that, yeah, like and subscribe, all that stuff, and yeah, thank you for watching.